to analyse in real time, but
Yeah.
I like the comfort of my own home when I'm watching a lot of these bouts normally, and I'm picking up little things as the bout goes on, but then afterwards watching it again and again and then going, yes, that definitely did happen. So yeah, it's interesting seeing it in real time, but not being a coach in real time, if that makes sense.
Of course it makes sense, but if I see you the way you work now, like you did it years, huh? Man. I have to go to take this one. Good luck, my man. I would try somebody else. This for you, eh? That's something very
So we're on bout number 11 now. Another elite 65 kilogram bout. Between the man in red from Belgium and the man in blue from Germany. Man in red much more experienced than the man in blue. Got another southpaw against orthodox boxer. So again, see how the bout unfolds. Will it be cagey like we've seen some of the other orthodox versus southpaw bouts? Will it be a slugfest like we've seen some of the other orthodox southpaw bouts? Will it be a highly technical but action-packed orthodox versus southpaw bout like we've seen earlier on today? Only time will tell. Both boxers starting well, looking balanced, looking to set up their attacks. Tisayev, the man in red, like I said, for me, a bit more. Tisayev just a bit more experience than the man in blue, in my opinion. Yes, he's lost against some of the mid-level operators at the weight, but he's had much more experience on that elite international stage. Boxams earlier this year. Boxing the under-23 Europeans, I believe, the last year. Lost a very close fight to the Georgian boxer. And then even last year at Eindhoven Box Cup, reached the semi-final stage. And lost to a very tough Ukrainian boxer, Artur Kuzmenko. But the man in blue's not done too bad here. Close round to score that. I think both are having some success, some good defences from both as well. Not many clean punches, not many scoring punches landing throughout. Probably edge it ever so slightly to the man in red. Thought his ring generalship was just a bit better. And yeah, the judges have seen it the same way, all five giving it 10-9 to the man in red. Probably a bit closer than that, but I mean, we've seen splits given when actually a boxer is quite clearly outboxed the other boxer. Good elusiveness there in the man in red after he's thrown. Again, it's very closely contested round this. Both boxers having success. I mean, the man in blue there had a couple of good scoring shots. I'd still probably edge it ever so slightly to the man in red. But I think it is really, really close, this. Good end to the exchange there. And I think that's probably why I just ever so slightly edge it to the man in red. For the most part, he's winning the exchanges or looking the boss with those exchanges. They're both landing good, clean shots. They're both also defending quite well. But again, I'd probably edge it to the man in red. But again, I wonder how the judges will see it, whether they'll see it closer. I mean, again, it was still a close round. That's interesting. So judges have scored it. Three of them have scored it to the man in red, 2 to the man in blue. So it's not out of reach for the man in blue, but he definitely has to up things a little bit here. Initiate the attacks more, layer his attacks more, end the exchanges more, a lot more aggressive, work levels a bit better. That's a really good start to the round though. I've seen standing counts given for a lot worse than that earlier in the competition. So it's a really good start for the man in blue, like I said, and he needs to keep this up. He needs to dictate the pace here. He needs to keep pushing forward, work both levels, catch and shoot, so he caught that body shot from the man in red, should immediately respond. Now the man in red's coming forward a little bit more assertion. I mean, there's been times in this bout where there's been those phases in attacks. I mean, a good proportion of this fight has very much been a you go, I go, so you go, I'll block, then I'll go, and you block. And then there's been times where they're both thrown at the same time. It's been an intriguing watch. That was good that there, and that's brilliant again. I think it'd have been interesting if the man in red, Tisayev, did more of that. Force the overreach and then immediate counters. At times he sort of just allowed the shots to hit his gloves, elbows, giving it a couple of seconds, then gone back, as opposed to sort of look to counter off the defence straight away. But that was good, that. Really good work from the man in red. Forced the overreach from the man in blue, came back, forced the overreach again, came back again. And although the man in blue started this round positively, I think the man in red, after that first 30-40 seconds, has ended the round a lot stronger, and I'd be very surprised if the man in red didn't have his arm raised.